or construct the ellipse, or ellipse is so and so distance. Nothing they have given, but you have to identify based on 2 points. One is eccentricity value, next one is the distance from the directrix. Okay. Now eccentricity value is 2 by 3. Nothing but it's a less than 1 or greater than 1 or equal to 1. Already you know it. Okay. If it is less than 1 ellipse, equal to 1 parabola, greater than 1 hyperbola. Okay. Here if you observe 2 by 3, if you find out the value, it's a less than 1 only. Directly they will give eccentricity value 2 by 3. Okay. And draw the locus of P. Draw the locus of P. And next continue. Draw a tangent and normal to the curve at a point which is at a distance of 35 mm from the directrix. Definitely they will give draw the tangent and normal. If you forget to draw the tangent and normal in your question, in your solution, they will reduce at least 3 marks. Minimum 3 marks they will cut from your original marks. Suppose if it is 7 marks, they will cut at least 1 or 2 marks. If it is 14 marks, definitely they will cut 3 marks. Okay, that's why you have to draw the tangent and normal. Next, here one more point is, if you observe in a third unit projection of points and lines, the notations plays a major role. But here, no need. You can use your own notations. Here they have given AB. I can use CD. No problem. But it should be directrix. That's it. Directrix notations or point F or V or some P1, P2, P3, whatever it is. You can use your own notations. Instead of letters, you can give numerical values 1 dash, 2 dash, 3 dash, like that. Okay. Here, notations are not having that much important, but you have to show the notations. Notations also they will give 1 or 2 marks. But in a third unit, notations based on the notations, your entire diagram will change. Instead of first angle, it will show third angle. If you show A dash, instead of A dash, if you show A, automatically it will show third angle. Okay. But here, it's not required. Our main concept is you have to construct a ellipse based on the given data. Okay, now the focus is 50 mm from the directrix. Okay, and eccentricity value is 2 by 3, and directrix is, sorry, tangent and normal is 35 mm from the directrix. These three values based on the given data. Okay, first draw a vertical line. Observe here. Here I will draw was first procedure wise. Draw a vertical line with some length. Next, draw a horizontal line from the midpoint of this vertical line. Okay, from this midpoint of the vertical line. Okay, rough line. Instead of drawing the rough line, just go with the true value. How much? 50 mm from the directrix. I will give 50. Okay. Why I am giving 50 means, again, if you want to complete the eccentricity, you need to divide the line into number of segments. Then, if it is a lengthy line, you may get some confusion. Where is 50? Where is the remaining length and all? That's why go with the original length, 50 mm. Okay. Then notations here. AB, but in our regular classes, I said that C or D or C dash or D dash, like that. Okay, you can use anything. A, and here it is B. Sorry. It is A, here it is B, here it is C, center. Okay, here it is F. Okay, next, I have given the values. See here, I am used single text. That's why it's based its position. I am going with the multi-text. What about here? A. Then I'll go with select, copy, and select it here, and place here C. Here it is B, and here it is out of, here is F. Then I will change. That's why these notations you can give at the end. If you have time, you can give here. Otherwise, you can leave it. For the notations, they will get 1 or 1.5 marks. For that notation purpose, if you waste 10 minutes or 5 minutes means unnecessarily you wasting the time and you are not solving the second question. That's why whatever it is, you have to spend 30 minutes only. Suppose within the 30 minutes, the question is not completed, leave it. Up to how much it completed, done and leave it. Go to the second one. Sir, if I complete the first question, I will get the full marks. Huh? That's why I am concentrating on first question only. If I complete only one question in the entire 2 hours, no problem, sir. I will get 7 out of 7. Don't think like that. You won't get 7 out of 7. Definitely mistakes will be there. Suppose if you leave dimensions or notations and you have started the second one and third one also. 3 questions you are done. For the first question, suppose it is 7 marks. For dimensions and all, they will cut 1 or 2 marks. They will give 5 to 6 marks. For the second question also, they will give 5 to 6 marks. For the third question also, they will give 5 or 6 marks. Okay. Then if you observe 3 questions, around 15 marks you will get. If it is 5 only, you will get 15 marks per 20. 20 means 15 you are getting out of 20. 15 out of 20. Suppose if it is only one question, you are spend 1 hour, 1 hour 10 minutes, you will get 6 marks. You won't get 7 marks. Maximum cases 7 marks also you will get if it is correct, but only 7 marks. What about the second one and third one? You are not done. You are not doing that. Then only 7 you will get. Means 50% of marks you are losing. I said don't spend much time on the same question. Just spend 30 minutes. 30 minutes for one question. Okay. Then after drawing this 50 mm, what you have to do? You have to divide this line into number of segments. How many segments you want to make this? Based on the given eccentricity value. 2 by 3. 2 by 3 means 2 plus 3, 5. 5 divisions you have to make. From where you have to use that command? In a draw tools. Draw tools. From the second one, from the right side second one, we have divide. Or you can type in a command prompt directly divide. Select this divide. Which one you have to divide? This line, horizontal line, this axis line. Select this. And how many segments? 5. Why how many? 5 segments means 2 by 3 eccentricity.
2 by 3 is given, yes.
2 plus 3, 5. Okay. 5 divisions. Then observe here, after dividing this line into 5 segments, I am not getting any symbols at each segment, any point on the each segment. Then what I have to do means go to command prompt or already dynamic input is on, you can type directly PD mode. PD mode, enter. Here PD mode value is showing 0. You have to give 3. Okay, enter. You will get it. Suppose even though it is not visible, next you have to go here, PD size. PD size, enter. You can increase the size here 5, 10 or whatever it is. Okay, see, PD size increased. Okay, or if you want to change the type of point, means style of the point, P type, PT, enter. P type enter means you will get one more window, you can change here. Okay, then I will select this one. That's okay. Automatically change. Okay, now I will reduce the size. PD size. Enter. I will give 1. 1. Next, P type. Go P type. You go with the cross. Now, if you observe here, you are getting only 4 points. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4. This is also 5. Means the fifth one is the end point. That's why it won't show any line over here. Means point. But you have to consider that also. How to divide the line into number of segments? By using the divide command. Select the divide command and select the line which you want to make the divisions and then give the number of segments based on the eccentricity value. Then up to this For ellipse, parabola, hyperbola, everything is same. Suppose if it is hyperbola, parabola means they won't give any eccentricity value. It's a half. Means this total is 50. You will get only 1 point at the middle. Okay. So same question I am doing for the parabola. What is the value for the eccentricity value for the parabola? Equal to 1. Means two halves. I will go here, divide command. I will use divide command. Select the line and I will go number of segments. How many number of segments? Only two segments suppose. 2 points. PD mode. Enter. Give value 3. We already previously we have, that's why it is showing like that. Okay, draw one horizontal line, vertical line and horizontal line. Use that method. Uh, 50. Okay. Now I want to make it two divisions. Two divisions. Why? Because it's a parabola. If it is hyperbola, see here hyperbola, the value is, eccentricity value is 3 by 2, okay, or 5 by 2. 3 by 2 means again 5 divisions. You have to go with 5 divisions. But where you have to keep vertex value, vertex point, that is a main step here. First I will go for divide. Divide, select the line, go for number of segments 5, enter. Okay. Next, vertex point. Vertex point, suppose here I am having F. Okay. Here I am having C. This is A. It is B. Next, I have to make the vertex point here. Suppose if it is ellipse, value is 2 by 3. Means, already I told you that formula, eccentricity E is equal to VF by VC equal to 2 by 3. Okay. Already I explained that in the class. So here eccentricity E is equal to, now here they are given 2 by 3. Nothing but VF by VC. VF by VC. Okay. Already you know the F point, you have to identify the V point. Already you know the C point and you have to identify the vertex point. VF means from F, from focus. How many divisions? 2 divisions. That's why don't forget this. Don't forget this formula. This is the main point. This is the main key point in our entire diagram. If you miss it, suppose instead of 2 by 3, if you take 3 by 2, it will be hyperbola. Okay. Now two divisions from the vertex, sorry, from the focus. From the focus, two divisions, 1 and 2. Here I am having the vertex point. This is my vertex. Okay. Then suppose if it is hyperbola, you have to take 3 by 2. Means 3 means VF. From the F, vertex points are 3 divisions. From F you have to take 1, 2, 3 here somewhere. This is the vertex for the hyperbola. Now this is a ellipse. That's why 2 by 3. 2 divisions from the vertex. 2 by 3. VF by VC. From the F, V having with the 2 divisions. That's why we have taken 2 divisions. Okay. Then if you made any mistake here, we can easily identify by observing the vertex. Suppose whenever the vertex point is moving towards the directrix, whenever the vertex point moves towards the directrix, you will get the open curve. Open curve nothing but rectangle, hyperbola, parabola, ellipse, and circle, reverse direction. Okay, that's why whenever the vortex is moving towards the focus, you will get in a reverse direction. First circle, next ellipse, next parabola, hyperbola, rectangle, hyperbola, like that you will get. That's why by seeing this location, vortex point location, you can identify easily whether the vortex is towards to F or towards the directrix. Suppose if it is towards the directrix, you have to remember only one point. Whenever this vortex point is moves towards the directrix, you will get the open curve. Just remember this point. That's it. Okay. Now the vortex point is more than the half distance towards the F. That's why you will get ellipse or circle. Suppose if vortex is somewhere here at the middle, you will get exactly parabola. If it is moving towards the directrix, you will get hyperbola, rectangle, hyperbola. That's why don't confuse here. Whenever you are mentioning this vortex point, after mentioning the vortex point, observe. Just go with 2 seconds. That's it. Within 2 seconds, you can judge it. The vortex point is near to the F or near to the directrix. Whenever it is near to the directrix, like you will get vertical line. Directrix, how it is? Vertical line means you will get open curve. Towards the F, you will get closed curve. Okay. Now, vortex we have shown. After this vortex point, I am explaining here general method. You can apply this method, these steps for any kind of problem in a ellipse, parabola, and hyperbola. Suppose they have given 70 mm or 80 mm or 40 mm, whatever it is. But I have taken, for example, 50 mm and I am doing it. Instead of 50 mm, they may give 70 or 35 or 40, whatever it is. Okay. Next, after finding the vertex point, we have two methods. One is arc method, one is circle method. First arc method, select the center start end, V as a center, VF as a radius, draw one arc. Okay, draw one arc. One method. Okay, before that you have to draw one line, vertical line from the vertex. You have to draw one line from the vertex. Okay. After finding the vertex, you have to draw vertical line from the vertex above direction, means upward direction. Then you have to draw one arc, V as a center, VF as a radius, you have to draw the arc. Whenever you are practicing in the lab, I was observed that you are drawing a vertical line from the vertex, but you are not taking the VF radius. You are taking half of the radius, means 25 mm. Or sometimes they are drawing from V2 this distance, this is second point distance. Don't confuse here, simple. After finding the vertex, you have to draw the vertical line. Just follow the steps. After finding the vertex, you have to draw the vertical line above direction. Then V as a center, VF as a radius, you have to draw the arc. That arc will intersect or touches this line, vertical line. That is your E point. E, F, B, C, whatever it is, you can go for some notations. Okay, you will get 1 point. There is an arc method. Suppose instead of the arc, I can go with the circle method. So circle method is easy. Then I will go with center and radius. Okay, I will select center, V as a center, VF as a radius. I will draw the circle. It will intersect this line. Then I will go for trim. I will use the trim command and I will erase it. Okay. Now, this is also one method. So instead of trimming, again I want to use one more command like a trim. Instead of that, I will use directly arc, means you can use the arc. Okay. Draw a vertical line from the vertex and take V as a center, VF as a radius, draw an arc. You will get one line, one point here, that is E. Okay. From E to C, you have to draw one line, continuous line. Draw from P to E, ortho of P to E. Okay. You have to draw one line. And don't measure this angle. No need to measure this angle. Whenever you will draw this inclined line, by this inclined line also you can guess whether I am going to draw the ellipse or parabola or hyperbola. Suppose this inclination is increased. Suppose this inclination is increased. Suppose like this. The line will be somewhere here, vertex will be here, VF is distance. Whenever the line inclination is increased, automatically you are getting open curve. You can guess from this also. Okay. But don't need to measure the angle and all. Okay. Just draw the line from C to E. Okay. From C to E, you have to draw the line. This is your E point. Okay. Then I want to extend this line. Instead of that, select this line, keep your cursor at the end position, and you will get one option, lengthen. But I am not clear, I am not pressing any button in the keyboard or the mouse. Just I am placing the cursor at the end point. Then I will get the length, select the length, means lengthen, just increase the length. That's it. Up to somewhere here. Why? Because we have one more step here, that's why just lengthen here. Okay. Suppose if you not doing like that, just measure the angle and you can extend. Instead of that, just select this line and move your cursor at the end point. Automatically, you will get two options: lengthen. Select the lengthen option and increase the length. That's it. Next, after this, I want to draw 45 degrees inclined line. I want to draw 45 degrees inclined line from the focus, from the F. Same mistake done by you in the practical classes. Whenever I am explaining this on a projector, even though you made a mistake, all are taken, some students are taken from the V, from the vertex. It's not like that. Always the focus point, from the focus point, from F, you have to draw the 45 degrees inclined line. This is applicable only for the ellipse case, the ellipse problem. Okay. For the parabola and hyperbola, no need to draw this 45 degrees inclination. Why? Tell me anyone reason. Why? We are not using 45 degrees inclination method. From the focus, we are not drawing any 45 degrees inclination line in the parabola, in the hyperbola. Why? Tell me.
They're open curve. They get open curve.
Very good. There we will get the open curve. That's why no need to find out the second vertex. What is the, why we are drawing this 45 degrees line means to identify or to find out the second vertex point. Why? Because ellipse is closed curve. So you can draw rough line and you can divide that line into 12 or 15 equal parts and roughly you can draw the arc. But if you want to go for exact dimensions, exact end points of the ellipse, first starting point is here, vertex 1, this is your vertex 1. Okay, so this is V1. Okay, V2 means you have to find out the V2, second vertex. For that purpose only, we are drawing this 45 degrees line. Why? Because ellipse is closed curve. The parabola and hyperbola are the open curves. That's why no need to follow. Okay, just you have to take the division, number of divisions. Now I will draw one more line from the focus with 45 degrees inclined line. How to draw? Just I will select this point. Just I will move the cursor like this. Okay. Now I will take some length. Now it is showing 273 something. Okay, keep it, no problem. Then I want to give the 45 degrees inclination. Just press the tab button. Don't give any value, just press the tab button and give inclination, 45 degrees inclination. Okay, done. Now I got the intersection point. From this intersection point, I want to draw one line. I want to draw one vertical line. Okay, just draw one vertical line. Okay, between this vertical line and this axis line, from F, draw one line. From F to this vertical line, draw one line up to here. Okay. Then you can trim the excess portion. Okay, once again, Draw the 45 degrees inclined line from the focus. Observe clearly from the focus, not from the vertex. Okay. From the focus, you have to draw 45 degrees inclined line. That 45 degrees inclined line intersects the CE line somewhere. From that intersection point, means this point, from that intersection point, you have to draw the vertical line. And you have to be careful whenever you are selecting the intersection point line. Just go for zoom the screen and then select the intersection point. Otherwise, sometimes it will select somewhere here or somewhere here. Okay. Let's find out the intersection point, then draw the vertical line towards the axis. Towards the axis, you have to draw the vertical line. Now, this is your V2. Copy here. This is your V2. Okay. Now change this notation. This is V2. Now, between this V1 and V2, you will get the ellipse. Okay. Next, what is the next step? This F and V2. You have to divide this F and V2 or V1 and V2. Tell me which line I want to divide? V1 and V2 or F V2? Which one I want to divide? Which line I want to divide? V1 to V2 line or F to V2 line?
F2 V2.
Not F to V2.
V1 to V2.
V1 to V2.
V1 to V2. Why? Because we will get the ellipse between V1 to V2. That's why we have to divide the V1 V2 line only, not F to V2. Okay. Don't forget here. If you divide a V F V2, definitely you will get ellipse. You will get the ellipse, no problem. But very small size of the ellipse you will get. Original size you won't get. Why? Because you are missing this length. V1 to F length you are missing. That's why you will get the small ellipse. That too, ellipse will start from F to V2. Actually, ellipse starts from V1, ends with V2. That's why your curve starts from V1, ends with the V2. That's why you have to divide this V1, V2 line into number of segments. At least 8 divisions you have to make. Why? Because you want to get a smooth curve. You have to make at least 8 divisions. Okay. 8 divisions means automatically this length, whatever the length we have, you can make that into half. First I will measure this length. But in the exam, no need to show this length. Just for your understanding purpose, I am measuring this length. Okay. Suppose it is 120. 120 means half 60. Means before that 60 value, means 60 mm distance, you will get 4 divisions. After that, you will get 4 divisions. Okay. But now I am dividing this total line. I will extend this line from here to here. Okay. Now the line is 120 mm. Now I will divide this line into 12 equal parts. Go to division, divide, select the division command, select the line and go for 8 divisions, 8 segments. Okay. Now you can see the longest cross mark is your divisions. Okay. You have to divide V1, V2. V1, V2 line you have to divide. Okay. But I have drawn from F to V2. Then I am extending this F to V1. That's why you have to divide finally V1 to V2 you have to extend. Okay. Then what is the next step? We can draw the vertical lines from the divisions. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. 8 divisions. You have to draw the vertical lines. Okay. For that we have one more method, offset command. Select the offset command. Okay. Select the offset command. You don't know the distance between the point to point. That's why select the offset command. Go with the through option. Okay, through option. Select the line and move it and place here. That's it. Okay. And then one more method we have here. That is multiple. You can use here. Go to offset. Through, select the through command. After that, don't select the line. Again, we have options here. Exit. No, not exit. Offset. Here, through. After selecting through, just select the line, then you will get the option once again here, multiple. On the command prompt, select the multiple. Then place the point. First line, second line, third line. But suppose if you find out the distance, if you find out the distance from point to point, also no problem. Okay, you can draw like that also. Now you draw on the vertical lines from each division. Now this is your one.
ఎక్స్క్యూజ్ మీ సార్ డౌట్
Tell me.
సార్ సెకండ్ లైన్ ఏ యాంగిల్ తో గీసారు సార్
A second line is the F దగ్గర నుంచా
అవును సార్
45 degrees line. From the
Okay.
focus, always you have to draw 45 degrees line. The CE line angle is not required. CE line
Okay, sir.
automatically you will get, but from the focus, always you have to you have to use 45 degrees only. Okay.
ఓకే సార్
Next, offset command we are using here. Offset through. After selecting the line, we are selecting again multiple. Okay. With that, we are drawn all the vertical lines. But these vertical lines you have to draw up to this slant edge, up to this CE line. For that, we have extend option. Okay. Extend. Type extend. Type extend and press enter button and select the boundary. Okay. Press enter. Select all the lines. Automatically you will get. Just I am selecting all the lines. Okay. This is one method. Otherwise, you can select the line end point and you can drag it. Okay. Instead of that, go to extend. Suppose extend command once again I am showing here. So here one line I am having vertical line, and here I am having one more horizontal line. Okay. If I want to extend this line up to this vertical line, means whenever I want to extend this line from here to this vertical line, if I draw the line, suppose I am drawing one more line somewhere here. Okay. Okay. I want to extend this line up to this vertical line. Whenever I want to extend means it should be intersect with the boundary line. Suppose I am selecting here extend command. Extend. I am selecting the boundary line first. Means up to where I want to extend boundary line. Press enter. I will whenever I will move the cursor, automatically it will extend. But if I move the second line, cursor onto the second line, it won't be. Why? Because here I don't have the boundary line. Means whenever you want to extend the line, it should touch the boundary line. After extending, it should touch the boundary line. Then only it will extend. Otherwise, it won't extend. Okay. This is the extend command. Here same, I am using the extend command. I am using this CE as my boundary line. Then I am selecting all the lines. Now this point is 1, 1 dash, 2, 2 dash, 3, 3 dash, 4, 4 dash like that. Okay. Go for multiple text. Take it. Single text here. Here is 1. Is 1 dash. There is 2 dash. 2 dash. There is 3. There is 2. See 1, 1 dash, 2, 2 dash, 3, 3 dash. Okay. What is the next step? After drawing this, I will go with the circle method or arc method. So first arc method I will explain, then circle method. Arc method, center, start, end. Center, start, end. First you have to measure the length. This 1 dash length you have to measure. Okay, before going to select the arc method, you have to select the, you have to identify the length of the 1 dash. How much it is? 30. Means I will go with the arc method. Center, start, end. Center always will be fixed. Center is our F. F as a center. Okay. Zoom it. F as a center. Then 1 dash as a radius. 1 dash how much? 30. I will move the cursor somewhere here. Okay. I will keep it here. I will give 30 and then tab, just 30 and enter. I want to draw the arc. See the arc. Arc is here. Okay. This is arc method. I got the point somewhere here. I will go with point. P-O-I-N-T or P-O, simple. Enter. And make the point and delete this arc. Or you can keep the arc, no problem. This is a arc method. Means if you want to select the arc method, if you want to go with the arc method, you have to measure each and every distance. Distance nothing but one dash distance, two dash distance, three dash, we can say length, three dash length, two dash length, one dash length, like that. Up to the 8th division, you have to measure the length. Instead of that, if you go with the circle method, it's very easy. Go with circle and radius method, center and radius method. Now the center is 1, radius is 1 dash. Okay. Then I will select the circle. I will go with the movement. I will shift this center from 1 to F. Okay. Now see exactly I am getting the point. Okay, here already I drawn the point. Exactly I am getting the point. Then again no need to measure the 2 dash length. Just I will shift this center from F to 2. But what is our procedure? 2 dash as a center. But now it is 1 dash center. Increase this radius up to 2 dash. Now again change the center from 2 to again F. Now it will intersect somewhere here. Make the point. Okay, next again shift the center from F to again 3. Now it is 3rd point. Then increase the radius 3 dash. Then again shift this 3 center to the F center. 3 to F center. Now check the 3 dash where it is intersecting somewhere here. Make the point. Make the point. Okay, next again shift this center from F to 4. Okay. Now increase the size 4 dash. Next shift the center from 4 to F. Okay, where it is intersecting somewhere here 4, 5. Next, why I made into 8 equal parts to equal. Okay, that's why I don't want to measure the 5 dash, 6 dash, 7 dash. Why? Because it automatically opposite to this half. Okay, that's why up to 4th point I will measure it. Then I will go with a spline curve. Drawing tools, first option, spline fit. Select the spline fit. Start from where we have to start? From the vertex, not from the focus. From the vertex. But that's why I told you that the ellipse starts from V1, ends with the V2. Okay. I'm starting the curve from V1. Where is the first point? This is your P1. This is your P1. Next, where is the P2? This is your P2. Next, this is your P3. This is your P4. I am keeping the cursor like this and enter. Now I know only 4 curves. Now I will go with the mirror command. Select the mirror command. Select the object, arc, enter, starting point and ending point. No, means you got the half of the curve. Join these two. Okay. Join. Then if it is not join, no problem. Select these two. Sometimes the options won't work. Select these two and go for again mirror. Okay. Select the first point, V1 and V2. No. Now this is your ellipse. Okay. To the center. Okay. This is your ellipse. That's why just you have to draw up to 4 lines. Why? Because total 8 divisions we have 4 lines. Suppose if you take 10 divisions, up to 5 lines. Then you can use this arc. You can go for the mirror. Again, you can use this total half of the circle, half of the ellipse, and you can complete the total ellipse. Now you have to show 3 dimensions. One is length from C to F, 50 mm, and next one is V1 to V2 distance, and third one is tangent and normal. Tangent and normal. How to draw the tangent and normal? Already they have given some values here. Tangent and normal. For the tangent and normal, they have given 35 mm from the directrix. Okay. 35 mm from the directrix means take the distance from the C, ortho on 35 mm. Okay. Draw one vertical line. Where it is intersecting circle? Somewhere here. This is your point. This is your P point. After that, what you have to do? From P to F, you have to join one line. P2, this is your P point. It's P to F. You have to draw one line. Okay. Then from P to F, you have, after drawing the line, you have to draw the 90 degrees line. 90 degrees line for this PF. For that, you can use rotation command or line also you can use. Okay. Select the rotation option. Select the object. Press enter. Specify the base point. Go for copy option and give 90. If it is give 90, I think you will get upward direction. Okay. Now it is, suppose I will give first 90. Okay. Okay. I got downward direction. Then I will extend, means lengthen. Just move your cursor here and keep somewhere, sometime you will get lengthen this. Lengthen the line, you will get one more point here. From this point, you have to draw the line towards this intersection point, this P. Towards this P, you have to draw the line. Okay. Then select this line, go for lengthen again. Just draw the lengthy line. Okay. Next, again, go with the rotation. Select this, go for rotation. Select the base point. Where is the base point on the curve? Here. Select the base point and go for copy and give 90 degrees. Sorry. Now you got tangent and normal. This is your tangent, this is your, sorry, this is your tangent, this is your normal. Go with different colors. Okay. Now select the circle here, means ellipse. Go with different color. Next, select tangent and normal and this ellipse. Go with thickness. Increase the bilayer. Go to bilayer and increase the line width and select this option. So this is your ellipse and tangent and normal. Once again, I will explain here. First, draw a vertical line, then draw a horizontal line from the midpoint. This F is F. How much distance? 50 mm from the directrix given in the question. Then divide this CF into equal parts. How many equal parts? E is equal to 2 by 3. Means total 2 plus 3. 5 divisions. Okay. 5 divisions. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay. Then eccentricity is equal to VF by VC. Okay. From F, V, 2 divisions. From F, V, 2 divisions. From here, 1 and 2. Here your vertex. Okay. Don't miss this step. Only these having some differences in a parabola and hyperbola. Remaining steps are same. Then draw a vertical line from the vertex and V as center, VF as a radius. Draw the arc. You will get one point E. Okay. From T through E, you have to draw one line. Okay. Then you have to draw one more line from focus with 45 degrees inclined line. Both will intersect somewhere. From there, you have to draw the vertical line. Okay. After that, you have to draw one more line from the V1 to V2. V1 to V2, you have to draw one line. Then this V1, V2, you have to divide into number of segments. Or 7, 8, at least 8 means equal distances you will get. After dividing this, is your 1, 1 dash, 2, 2 dash like that. Then 1, 1 dash as a radius, F as center, cut the first line. Same 2, 2 dash as a radius, F as center, cut the second line. Then after that, this is your P1, this is your P2. You have to show the notations. Okay. Next, from the vertex, you have to start the curve, not from the focus. This V1, V2, what this V1, V2 represents? Starting point of the ellipse and ending point of the ellipse. That's why you have to start from the vertex and P1, P2, P3, P4, like that. You have to join all the points. Okay. At the bottom also, you have to join all the points. You can go for mirror command. Then after this, suppose tangent and normal. You got one point on the curve based on the given value. Suppose 35 mm from the baseline. From here, 35. You got this point. Okay. After this, you have to join this PF. You have to join PF. After this, for PF, you have to draw one line, perpendicular line, 90 degrees to this PF. 90 degrees to this PF. You will get one point here. Okay. You will get one point here. From that point, you have to draw one line. That is your normal line. Okay. For this line, 90 degrees. So that is your tangent. This is your normal. This is your normal. This is your tangent. And one more thing here. Tangent normal in this is rough diagram. That's why the tangent is moving inside the ellipse. Never it will move inside the ellipse. If you observe, tangent always moves on the surface of the ellipse. On the surface of the ellipse, maybe at the top side or bottom side, whatever it is. So same tangent normal, if you draw, the tangent will move like this on the surface. It will touch the surface. That's it. It won't move inside the surface. Okay. And normal, automatically it is inside the surface. That's why here I am drawing a rough diagram. That's why it is moving inside. It won't move inside. Always it will be touch. Just it will touch the surface like this. Okay. It will touch the surface. Then normal inside the ellipse. Okay. Do you have any doubts here? Any kind of doubts you can ask here. Tangent and normal. Already I have given notes for you. Just refer that, read that sentences and draw it. Okay. First you have to find out the point on the curve on the ellipse. Then from that point to F, you have to join one line. For that line, for that joined line, you have to draw 90 degrees line towards the directrix. In the directrix, you will get one point. From that point through that ellipse point, on the ellipse point, if you draw one line, that is your tangent. 90 degrees to that tangent, you will get the normal. If you having any confusion in the tangent and normal, you can refer our notebook. Okay. This same tangent and normal and everything we are using for the parabola and hyperbola also. But only one thing is, instead of V2, what we have to do, just draw from vertex from V1, draw 4 or 5 lines. How to draw that 4 or 5 lines? Equal distances. So first line from the vertex, the first line is 5 mm distance. Same, you have to maintain that 5 mm distance for remaining 4 divisions also. Means from vertex to 1, if it is 5 means 1 to 2 also 5. 2 to 3 also 5 mm distance. 3 to 4 also 5 mm distance. Means equal number of divisions. Equal divisions. At least 4 to 5 divisions for the parabola and hyperbola. No need to go more than 5. At least you have to draw 5 divisions. Then half portion you will get at the top. Automatically you can use the mirror command. You can draw the half portion at the bottom. Okay. Same procedure. Just draw a vertical line and a horizontal line from the center point. Okay. Suppose it is 50. Okay. Then I will go for vertical line from the midpoint of this line. Okay. Vertex line. This is the vertex for the parabola. This is my vertex. This is my focus. This is center point. Then I will go with the arc method. Center is my vertex. VF as a radius. I will draw one arc. Center. Then I will draw one line from C to E. Okay. C to, sorry. I will select the line. I will draw the line from C to E, ortho of C to E, and I will extend this line. I will lengthen this up to some extent. That's it. Up to here. That's it. Okay. Then I will draw one rough line. Just I will draw one rough line from F, sorry, from V. I will draw one left line, and then I will go with the divisions. I will go with the divisions. Instead of that, I will go with the offset command. Select the offset command. Instead of through, give the distance 10 mm. Enter. Select the line and move here. Select the line, move here. Select the line and move. At least 5 divisions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Then go for extend. Extend. Enter. This is my extension line. Enter, and I will select all the lines. Okay. Now procedure 1 dash 2 dash 3 dash same 1 dash center F as a, sorry, 1 dash as a radius, F as center, cut first line. But you will get the arc from the vertex. This is my vertex, and first arc somewhere here, and here it is. Next here, next here. Okay. I will close it. Okay. Now I will go for the mirror option. Select the mirror command. Press enter. Starting point here, and ending point is here. No, means I got the parabola. Just I will draw 4 or 5 divisions. No need to measure the distance, measure the length. Okay, equal divisions. See how much easily I can draw. But I have to go with the dimension wise. Okay, for the hyperbola also same. For the hyperbola, this vertex point will move towards the directrix. Now, if you observe here, vertex is near to the focus in a ellipse. But here, the vertex is at the middle. Next, for the hyperbola, vertex moves towards the directrix. Then the line, means this arc, will open. Okay, ellipse, closed curve, parabola and hyperbola are the open curves. How you will identify that open curves? Whenever the vertex is moving towards the directrix, you will get open curves. Okay? No. If you have any doubts, you can ask. Now we are finished. Ellipse, parabola, and hyperbola. Everything is same. Okay? Tangent and normal also procedure same. Please be online. I will take the attendance. Roll number 1 absent. Roll number 10, 13,